Listening to the Good Morning Gwinnett Show, hosted by Audrey Bell Kearney, bringing you your morning dose of business and technology, Monday through Thursday at 10 a.m. Be sure to subscribe now so you never miss an episode. District Attorney Patsy Austin Gatson, the first African American and woman DA in Gwinnett County, and her team are transforming justice. Championing equity and effective prosecution, they've achieved an 80% murder conviction rate and a 90% success rate in drug and gang task force cases, notably against fentanyl. Vote for a safer Gwinnett County. Paid for by the committee to re-elect Patsy Austin Gatson for District Attorney.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, all my Gwinnetians out there in Gwinnett land and all of my friends around the world. It's a beautiful day here in Gwinnett County, 44 degrees, going up to a high of 56, so that's pretty darn nice. I went out on the patio today. I haven't been out there in a while because it was so cold, but I went out today because I had to just get grounded for a second. I kind of been off balance because I've been moving around so much because I've been traveling and, working on the chamber. The gala is coming up for the Gwinnett Women's Chamber of Commerce. Listen, if you listen to the sound of my voice and you're in the Gwinnett County area in March, be sure to reserve your seat to come to the first annual Gwinnett Women's Chamber of Commerce Awards and Gala. It's going to be black tie, red carpet, baby. It's going to be all of that. So, yeah, come out. Check us out. We're going to be there showing some love to some of the women of the chamber who are doing amazing things. Also showing love to some of our community partners who are helping the chamber grow. So, come out. Go for more information. Go to GwinnettWomen'sChamber.com. 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 By the way, if you are in the area tomorrow, you don't want to miss this. We have a Meals Over Money breakfast meeting tomorrow. We do it the first Thursday of every month. Tomorrow, we're going to be sitting down to breakfast with one of the founders of the 19 families who bought all the land in Georgia. And they're going to be actually creating a town called Freedom. The town is called Freedom. And they bought 97 acres. And then they turned around and bought 500 more acres. So I think they have over 500 acres of land in Georgia that the plan is to turn that into a town with the name of Freedom, with their own police department, with their own mayors and council people. I think that's so freaking exciting, y'all. I just think it's exciting. So that's a live event tomorrow, but you have to be you got to be in Gwinnett County. For more information about that event as well, go to GwinnettWomen'sChamber.com, click on events, so you'll see the event there. Register space is extremely limited. So if you do not register, you will not get in. You will not, if you do register and you get there late, you won't get a seat. So you want to be on time. But, in the black community, we were always talking about, getting our land back, owning our land. They own 500 acres. Now that was a deal that was done between 19 different families. I'm interested to see how they crafted that deal and put it all together. I'm really interested to see that. So it's going to be a great event for me to sit down at a table, break bread, and hear how that process went, and also find out what they have planned for the land in Freedom. Freedom, Georgia is what it's going to be called. I'm telling you, that's something serious, baby. So if you're in the area tomorrow, go register today. You can't register tomorrow because the link is going to go blank. As soon as we sell out of the tickets today, the link is going to go blank. Now, of course, if you are a member of the Gwinnett Women's Chamber, you attend free. So membership has its benefits. So if you are a member of the Gwinnett Women's Chamber, your attendance is free. If you are a non-member, it's only $10. Breakfast is on your own, though, so you can eat or not. It's up to you. But anyway, go to GwinnettWomen'sChamber.com for more information about that event tomorrow. It starts at 8:30 a.m. sharp, so make sure you're in the room, because if you're not in the room, I'm telling you, a lot of times our breakfasts, they're the ones that fill up the most. So you might want to get there on time. All right. This is a special episode for me, and I've been trying to figure out, some things for some years. Let me just say that. Some things for some years. And I was, every morning I go to YouTube University every morning. It's like I go to bed with YouTube University at night. I go to bed to YouTube University in the morning. This is what I do, y'all. I go to bed with YouTube University, and when I do that, I get these amazing ideas. Some of them keep me up half the nights. Others just kind of make me think about things. But I've been on a journey to turn Good Morning Gwinnett into $1 million venture for a long time, pretty much since I started in 2018. And I've been struggling a little bit. I've been struggling trying to figure that thing out. But I have amazing ideas all the time, but they're so broad to they kind of knocked me off my game somewhat. Now, I've been growing Good Morning Gwinnett, and I got to tell you, I'm looking at my numbers coming in from my passive. It ain't passive because I talk to you guys every day, but I'm looking at my passive numbers coming in for the last couple of months on some platforms that I'm monetized on. I'm like, wait a minute, this is starting to look a little cute right here because I hadn't seen that before. So I know that I'm well on my journey of doing that, but the way that I'm doing it is just the way you do it. Like, you put out a bunch of content, you write a lot of blog posts. It's a slow grind, y'all. That's what I'm trying to say. And I had to come to terms with the way that I'm doing this. It's a slow grind. You know, unless you can go get an investor to come in and invest and and I thought about that. I even talked to an investor about it, you know. I even thought about actually bringing on a partner who's in the media space. They own like a whole bunch of newspapers and things like that. And I just realized I really didn't want to be beholden to anybody. I just really wanted to do things the way I wanted to do it. Now, that could be a little crazy because it could be holding me back from hitting my goals. But I want to live my life the way I want to live it. And when you bring other people into your life as partners and things like that, it kind of throws you off your game because now it's not just you. Trust me, I got 2 ventures right now with partners that kind of keeps me awake at night. If I didn't have those, I probably wouldn't lose as much sleep. But there are ventures that really rely on me, even though it's like a joint venture. I know that it relies on me because nobody talks about it. So because nobody speaks about these ventures, I know that they're relying on me to make them happen. And I'm kind of stressed out a little bit because like, okay, how am I going to make this happen? So I don't want another venture where I'm the person. Now, let me just back up. There was one partnership that I did want, and I asked to be a partner, and the person didn't respond. They kind of like blew me off a little bit, and I was like, okay, cool. I'll go do my own thing. Listen, anybody that knows me, I have no problem doing my own thing, but I have no problem partnering either. So it was one venture that I saw, and I thought it was a great venture. I thought it had great legs to grow, and it was just, I thought it's a space that I know, and I was like, I want to, let's do this together. And they kind of blew me off, really, because it never happened. And I think I've asked like 3 or 4 times. And I was like, yeah, I'm not doing that again. So I'm not doing that again. But everybody knows me. I have plenty of great ideas. So I ran this idea about my husband probably about 2 or 3 weeks ago. We were like kind of just chilling. He was on vacation for the holidays. I ran the idea by him, and he liked the idea, but he always likes my ideas. I think he pretty much wants to say, girl, just make $1 million already so I can retire, which is what I want to do, right? So I ran it by him. He thought it was a great idea. We decided to partner on the idea, but I haven't done it. I haven't put any legs to it. It's just been an idea because I was like, I got to stay focused on Good Morning Gwinnett, So anyway, I decided to use this platform that I get up and talk on every single morning, 4 days. Well, not every morning, 4 days a week about my venture. So I've come up with what I think is a great idea that could grow legs, right? I'm talking about a lot of legs. Anybody that knows me know I have a lot. When I have an idea, it's not one thing, it's like a thing. And so here's the funny thing about me making $1 million. I've never read a $1 million book. Well, that's not true. I read The Millionaire Next Door a long time ago. And I can't remember anything except for they were just regular people who live next door to you. But I've never read a book that would help me plan out what that actually looks like. And I thought that was kind of crazy because I've kind of been on a hamster wheel for 25 years, with the same goal of hitting 1 million. And I've done pretty decently, right? Never 1 million, never even close to 1 million. And I've talked about this on the show several times over the last, 5 years plus. I've talked about how I want to, and for me, I don't have a lot of stuff that I want to buy, right? I got about 3 things that I really want, y'all. About 3, that's it, right? And they don't even cost $1 million. It's just 3 things that I want. I don't have a lot of debt, because I had a lot of debt and I got money and I paid all my debt off. So I don't have a lot of debt. There are just a couple places I want to go, like Africa. I want to go and stay like a month, and I want to be there and not worried about anything because it's expensive and all this, So it's like things that I want to do. I want to take my daughter and granddaughter with me. My husband's not going to go. He won't even get his passport because he knows if he gets it, we're leaving the country, so he won't even get the passport. But my daughter and my granddaughter have a passport, and I said to my daughter last night, I want to go to Ghana next year, and I'm going to go to Ghana next year. So she said, and so my daughter, she's like, she loves to travel. She's like, okay. That's all she said. So, and looking at all of these things, it's not $1 million is going to be a couple of things for me. It's going to be a way for me to get the things that I want. which is what most people want it for. But it's also going to be the opportunity for me to show people the possibility of what that looks like, right? I'm an older woman. I'm 56. I'll be 57 next year, God willing, right? So I'm kind of starting this new venture from scratch, right? But I love being an entrepreneur, so it doesn't bother me. Like, I don't see me ever retiring. Like, there are people who just get up and they don't want to do anything. That's not me. Like, I can't get up and not do anything. So I don't ever see me retiring from being an entrepreneur in some kind of way. So I'm a woman of a certain age. I'm starting a venture from scratch. As far as I know, in my immediate family, there are no millionaires, none, not even close, right? I will probably be the first. And I want to show the generation behind me, my daughter, my niece, my nephews, my god kids. And I got a bunch of those, and my friends' children. Yes, you can do it, because guess what? Aunt Audrey did it. My mother did it. So I need them to see that. And so for me, that's the real why, because I think that a lot of people don't understand that it can happen. I know it can happen, right? I know it takes you to be focused, have a great idea, to serve people. I know all these things, but I haven't hit it. And I know why I haven't hit it, because I haven't been extremely focused. I didn't have all the information that I needed. So speaking of information, that's what this episode is about. It's going to talk about the information I'm going to get. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to run to a song. I'll be right back after the song to give you my plan for how I'm going to do this and what you can do to follow along. Okay, stay tuned. I'll be right back.
Questions that I wanna ask, but I can find the reasons why. You always find a small excuse to leave. What's your excuse to make me cry? My love was lost when you came and took it all. My mind says stop, but my heart is screaming out. Don't go, just leave, no stay with me. I'm incomplete. I got mixed emotions, can't make my mind up. Just leave, no stay with me. I'm incomplete. I got mixed emotions, can't make my mind up. How can I love you when you're not around? How can I let you let me down, down, down? How can I long for you feeling so small? Love should be everything or not at all. My love was lost when you came and took it all. My mind says stop, but my heart is screaming out. Don't go, just leave, no stay with me. I'm incomplete. I got mixed emotions, can't make my mind up. Just leave, no stay with me. I'm incomplete. I got mixed emotions, can't make my mind up. I got mixed emotions, can't make my mind up.
Welcome back. It's your girl Audrey Bell Kearney, bringing you your daily dose of the business and tech show. You're listening to Good Morning Gwinnett. I'm gonna get that right in a minute, y'all. It's still new. Your daily dose of business and technology. You're listening to the Good Morning Gwinnett show. your daily dose of business and technology. I'm going to get it in a minute. Welcome back. Listen, so today I'm talking about my $1 million journey. I want you guys to go on this journey with me. Now, listen, you ain't got to go if you don't want to do $1 million. This is for the people who say, you know what, I'm right with Audrey is. I want to be the first one in my family. I want to be an inspiration to people. I'm starting at a certain age. I'm talking to that person. I'm talking to that person who wants to see something happen before they get out of here. And y'all know what I mean when I say that, right? We don't know the day nor the time, right? But if you got a plan, at least you're starting. So that's all I'm saying. So, I've been an entrepreneur for 27 years this year, 25 full time. And I've never hit $1 million. And so I've done a lot of different things, had a lot of fun doing them. Now I'm at a point where I want to have experiences, right? I love talking on the show. That's why I get up every day and I do this, right? So I get up every day and I talk to y'all about whatever. But until I get to this $1 million, and I know somebody's going to be mad, you can still go to the Good Morning Gwinnett website and you can still find everything about what's happening in Gwinnett, lifestyle, news, and all that kind of stuff, because we're going to keep that part going. But as for this podcast, it's all about me getting to this $1 million mark. So, and that's going to be on the website too. Every day I'm going to go post a new article, what I'm doing, how I'm doing it, what the book is saying. So I'm watching YouTube University this morning, which is what I do. I do that before I go to bed. I do it when I wake up because it gets my day going. I'm watching YouTube University, and this gentleman come on. I've heard his name before because he's been on Pat Flynn's podcast. So for those of you who don't know who Pat Flynn is, he is the podcast host of Smart Passive Income. And I met him. He's a really nice guy. I met him and John Lee Dumas a couple years ago at PodFest. Really nice guys, and was glad to meet him. But anyway, this gentleman, his name is Noah Kagan. And Noah was on Pat's podcast, and that's how I heard of him the very first time. I did not know, though, that he was the founder of AppSumo. And I think I've actually bought things off of AppSumo. So if you don't know what that is, go check that out. Anything you kind of want to need to buy in the tech space, you can get it off AppSumo. So go to appsumo.com. So he is the founder of AppSumo. But here's the thing. He wrote this book, right? He wrote this book, and it's called $1 Million Weekend. The book came out today. The book comes out, so I'm really early. The book comes out today, and I'm going to order it today because it talks about, it's called $1 Million Weekend, the surprisingly simple way to launch a 7-figure business in 48 hours. Now, you ain't got to tempt me with a good entrepreneur time. I'm like, okay, so the title, everything was great. I'm like, I like it. He founded AppSumo. I'm going to take that book, y'all, and every day, and listen, if you don't like the podcast, I understand. But every day, until I get to $1 million, 4 days a week, I'll be on here talking to you about what this book is telling me to do and what I'm actually doing. So I have this wonderful concept that I need to know how to launch. Now, I have all my ideas about what needs to go into it, but it may be too much. It may be too little. It may be going down the wrong path. So I'm going to follow Noah's book. I'm going to order the book today. And it's supposed to get here by, I already checked. As soon as I saw the episode, I was like, let me see where the book is. The book is supposed to get here by the 2nd, which is Friday. So if you order your book today, you'll have it by Friday. I'm going to go to dinner Friday with my husband because that's what we do. And the weekend, your girl is going to be in this book. Now, the book is 240 pages. I'm not saying I'm going to be finished the entire book by the weekend. I will tell you the book will start to be read by this weekend, and I'll be on here Monday telling you what I've learned now, and I may even share. So let me just tell you what my idea is, so you can kind of get it. I just need to know how to launch it properly, and I believe the book is going to help me. So I became a partner in a solar energy company, right? And I said to the guys, I was like, look, I'm not trying to be a solar consultant because I'm a busy person. I can't be going around knocking on doors. I want to build, I want to have a team of solar professionals, solar pros, right? Solar, like SOLAR, like solar. Now, I'm not a small thinker. So even with that part, I'm like, I see the big picture here. I see, solar farms and solar buildings. I see big. I always see big. Like, I understand the place where we need to start is residential. Get people, to put solar panels on their home or in their yards or whatever. I get that. That's not what I see. And I said to them, I don't see that part. I see this big picture because you know why? It's a lady I'm going to talk to tomorrow. She has 500 acres of land. Okay, do y'all hear what I'm saying? 500 acres of land. I need to have a solar farm on an acre of that. Yeah, so hear what I'm saying. So I don't think small like that. And I'm a solar partner in this company. And matter of fact, I'll link that. I'll put that in the show in the description too. I'm a partner in this company. I want to have a solar pro team, and the reason I said I wanted to do this was because one, I'm one of those people who are somewhat environmentally conscious, right? Like, I still use plastic bags because that's all they got at the store. Now, granted, I can go and take my own bag, but I forget. So when I get in the store, like, oh man, I forgot the bag. So I'm somewhat conscious. I don't put paper on the ground. I recycle my bottles and glass and plastic and all this stuff. I'm that person. I know that if we don't take care of Earth, we're going to destroy it and we won't have anywhere to live. Now, granted, all the billionaires are planning on flying up to, Mars, and then the other ones are building towns under the ground. For the regular person who can't do that, you got to take care where you are. So I'm that person. So when I found out about this solar opportunity from YouTube University, I was laying in bed and I was like, man, I like this. I want to be a part of this. What's interesting about the universe, guys, is when you put stuff out to the universe, it will send it back to you. So back in December, I had a board meeting with the Gwinnett Women's Chamber board, right? And I said to them, I want to do something in the sustainable energy space for our members or for our organization. I want a cause to get behind, the champion. We champion women in business, but I need a bigger cause. And I wanted to be in the sustainable, the sustainability industry, right? But I need a partner, and I don't know who that is. Well, there's a young man here in Georgia that I absolutely adore. I watch his videos all the time. He and his business partner. His name is David Shands, and her name is Donnie Wiggins. Watch them all the time. And guess what? They have another young man on the show. His name is Justin Owens, that I watch as well because they're all friends. And Justin is up there talking about his solar business. And I'm like, solar business? So now I've met David in person. He has a beautiful studio here in Georgia, podcast studio. He has an uber successful podcast and video cast. So I met him. I spent some time talking to him and stuff at the studio at some of his parties and stuff. And I'm like, wait a minute. Hold the fort, baby. Y'all are in solar. Your girl is in. So I got into solar, and now I'm working on my last certification because I want to be in that space. I want to be in the sustainable energy space. And I was like, but I need a way to market it because I don't have time to knock on doors, right? And I want to build a team. I don't have time to do recruiting calls and all that stuff. So my first thought was, well, let me leverage AI, create a chat bot, right? But then people don't like to really do chat bots. So I don't know if you guys know the story of how soap operas got started. If you don't know, I'm going to share it real quick, like a real synopsis. I think it was Johnson & Johnson who makes Ivory soap, right? So back when they made Ivory soap, they wanted to market Ivory soap. They wanted to market Ivory soap to housewives. So housewives are homes, they're taking care of the family, they're cleaning, cooking, and all that good stuff. They decided they was going to create these things called soap operas. But the purpose of the soap operas was to entertain the women so they can run the commercial for Ivory soap on the commercial. You get what I'm saying? That was the purpose. And so, but soap operas are still around till this day. I read that story long, long time ago, and I was like, that is freaking genius. So, let me say this again. So Johnson & Johnson created Ivory soap. They needed a way to market Ivory soap to housewives. They created soap operas, which my mother would call them the stories. They created soap operas so that the women would get attached to the soap operas, and then when they go to the commercial, they would see the Ivory soap. Genius, right? That's genius. Okay, so I thought about that process. I was like, okay, if I'm going to do the solar thing, I need to come up with a way to actually, market this in a creative way. So my brain works very creatively. I was told I was very analytical, though, which I didn't think I was. I thought I was more creative. When I say creative, I'm not talking my hands-on creative because I'm not that. If you listen to any of my past episodes, I got printing machines here. I just sold a Cricut because I never used a Cricut. My husband bought me a commercial Cricut. I sold it like, yeah, I'm never going to use that thing. It's just sitting there collecting dust. I had a cookie printer that print on cookies. Yeah, so I'm not hands-on that. I'm mentally creative. Hands-on creative, not so much. Okay, but anyway, so I had this idea to build a solar brokerage, right? And I was like, I want to build a solar brokerage into $1 million business. But with me thinking about that, the idea that I have, it actually could catch legs by itself and become $1 million business. I feel like that one could be a multi-million-dollar business. So I feel like Good Morning Gwinnett would be $1 million business because I'm going to talk about that on every episode, which is going to boost the show up because people are listening. So it's like I got this three-prong approach to this $1 million business, but it's going to be based on what this man Noah Kagan tell me in this book. because I have gone down this lonely road by myself for 25 years, not being $1 million company yet. And so I'm not doing that anymore. That's I've been insane for 25 years. Because that's insanity. And I realized I had never studied a real $1 million blueprint. I had never studied one. I've read tons of books, right? I don't think I've ever read one for real that talked about, that gave me a blueprint for how to, well, that's not true. There was a magazine that was out some years ago, and I think I still got them packed away. It was called A Millionaire Blueprint. That magazine was the best magazine I ever read in my life. And I love Black Enterprise and I love Entrepreneurial Magazine. But that magazine was called The Millionaire Blueprint. It's not on the shelves anymore. The publisher passed away. He turned it over to his kids and they turned it into an ad junkie, an ad magazine. It sucked. But when he had it, what he did was, and I'm sure it was a hard magazine to publish because nobody wanted to freely share information back then. The way that magazine was set up, if you wanted to learn how to do an online business, he would find an online expert who had made millions in that business, and they gave you the exact blueprint. I'm talking about right down to the people that you need to actually pick up the phone to call and what to say to them. It was an amazing magazine. I bought every issue that ever came out, and it's packed in my garage. But anyway, I digress. So my plan, so that was the one blueprint that I follow, right? I still can't figure out what I wanted to do in there, but he had a great magazine. So that's about as close as I've come to following a millionaire blueprint. Now, Noah wrote this book. I felt like it was divine intervention. I felt like I needed to see it. I'm going to buy my book when I get finished with this show. It should get here by Friday, which is the 2nd. I'm going to start reading it this weekend because I'll be hanging out with my husband for dinner on Friday night. So Saturday and Sunday, I don't think that the Super Bowl is not on yet. So I won't be, is it Super Bowl this weekend? I don't think it is. But if it is, I'll be watching the Super Bowl. Listen, don't hate me because I'm going to watch the Super Bowl. I'm a football fan. Anyway, that's the plan. So the plan is to follow Noah's book to this journey to $1 million, right? So the journey to $1 million. I'm going to come here and I'm going to talk about it every day when I'm on the show. So if you're listening I'm going to tell you what I'm doing with the book. I'm going to tell you what tools I'm using to do what I'm doing. I'm going to tell you my plan. I'm going to share with you what I'm doing. I think it's going to be helpful. I know people are going to try to knock me off, though, because it's a great idea. Like, a lot of my ideas are great. If y'all could just open up my head and pull out all my ideas, some of y'all be millionaires just from that stuff. Because I have plenty of them. They never stop. And that's a curse sometimes. But anyway, I have this amazing idea to help me promote my solar company, my solar brokerage. I'm a solar broker, to help me promote my solar brokerage. I'm excited about that. And I'm looking forward to seeing, I'm looking forward to this working, but I'm looking forward to seeing people grow with me. So, if you're listening to the sound of my voice, listen every day, subscribe to the show. Go to the website, read what I'm going to, because everything I do on the show, I go and I write something about it, whether it be what I said just now or, something that you need to read anyway to get you to where you want to go. So Monday through Thursday at 10 a.m., the Good Morning Gwinnett show is going to be talking business and tech, the technologies that I'm using, tools that I'm using, the strategies that I'm using, what Noah's telling me to do in the book. It's called the $1 Million Weekend. Go get the book. The link is in the show notes. Go get the book, Join me on Monday to talk about it. Now, what's interesting, if you're listening to me on Spreaker, if you go to Spreaker, that's Spreaker. If you go to Spreaker and you subscribe to my show, there's a chat feature that's on my show, that's on my player, right? So if you subscribe to the show, we can actually chat in real time. Like, I can chat with you in real time on Spreaker, but you have to subscribe to the show on the Spreaker website. I need to put that in the show notes too, because now if you're chatting with me live, we can talk about what you learned in the book too. You can chat, and that feature has been there forever, y'all. And the crazy thing is, I think I've used it one time. Somebody actually chatted with me, but the show is live. I can talk to you live. Now, tomorrow I won't be live because I have an event, so I'm going to pre-record the show and upload it. But still tune in tomorrow because I'm going to be talking about something in business and tech. Next week on Monday, I'll be talking to you about what I read in the book. So make sure that you subscribe to the show. If you've ordered the book today, and I didn't even realize it came out today till I just saw the date. If you ordered the book today, you should have yours too soon. And I want you to share me what you're getting out. Also, share your ideas. I mean, if it's not an idea people are going to steal it. People are going to knock me off. They're going to try to knock off my idea. I get it. But here's the thing. They had to catch me first. They had to catch the idea because I'm not going to tell you exactly what the idea is. I'm just going to tell you the steps that I'm doing. I think it's an amazing idea. I think it's an amazing idea. So anyway, get the book today. It's called Millionaire Weekend by Noah Kagan. It's Noah, and his name is Kagan. The link is in the show notes. Listen, if you're like me and you want to inspire your family and your friends and show them what's really possible, because there's so many wonderful opportunities out here right now. I'm talking about anything you could possibly think of, you can really create. Like, it's always been that way, but I think now they're really visible. Like, they're right in front of you. So many of them till you could become overwhelmed because there's so many ideas, right? And I know the one that I have, it's an idea that encompasses all of who I am pretty much. I'm the podcaster, I'm the inventor, I'm the big idea person. It has everything. I'm the publisher, I'm the writer. Everything that's in my head is going into this new idea. But I need to make sure that it is packaged correctly so when I'm ready to launch, it's ready to go. And I think Noah's book is going to help me do that. That's why I'm reading the book. I'm going to follow the blueprint that he set out. He's done it 7 times. Like, you know, he's not like some guy who just wrote a book. He's launched 7-figure businesses over and over again, like 7 times. So 7-figure businesses over and over again. You think he might know a little something, right? You think he might know a little something about having $1 million idea and launching these things. And not only that, I want to launch something that I don't need a lot of people. I want to launch something that I could run with 2 or 3 people because I want to keep it lean and small, right? That can throw off millions every year, multi-millions every year. And everybody in my company are good. We're good. We're living a good life. And if they decide they want to do it now, I got a blueprint for them. Because, you know, when people see you making money, you got some people that'll stick no matter what, as long as you give them the check. But there are other people who may have aspirations of doing the same thing. And you know what? I've walked through the path. So now I can show them how to do that. That's important to me. That's why I do what I do. That's why I talk about what I talk about. So this time I'm going to listen. I'm going to follow the book. I'm going to share what I follow. I'm going to share the tools, the resources that I'm using. I'm going to share my ups, my downs. I'm going to share my wins, my losses. I'm going to share I'm going to share because when I was an entrepreneur, when I first started, we didn't know what the heck we were doing. Like, we didn't know what we were doing, and we had a lot of ups and downs, y'all. And I used to talk about them all the time. So now that I'm on this new venture as a 50-plus-year-old woman starting something from scratch, I'm gonna walk you through that process with me. So, but the way for you to get that process, you got to join. You got to subscribe to the show. So if you want to chat with me while I'm doing this, and you got questions, I'm gonna answer them live on air. But you gotta subscribe to the show. Go to Spreaker, 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 Spreaker.com. Look for Good Morning Gwinnett and subscribe to the show. I need to drop that in the show notes as well. And if you're looking at this on YouTube, if you're listening to this on YouTube, the Spreaker link is right in the YouTube description. So click the link and go to Spreaker and subscribe, okay? All right, listen, that's all I got for you today, guys. I appreciate you so much for being here. You know, I didn't have a planned words of inspiration for today, so I'm just going to tell you my thoughts. I want you to take a minute today and just think about your life, right? My daughter said to me, she said, you know, I said to her, I was building this business for her and the baby, right? My granddaughter. And we had a real heart-to-heart conversation. He's like, you know, this is not my thing. That's your thing. And I had to respect and appreciate that. Say, this is not my thing. I really don't see me doing that. I may do something, but I don't know what that is right now because I like being free to move about. I like having a life where I create experiences, and she don't want to be bogged down as an entrepreneur because this is a lot of work. Like, I wake up to YouTube University, I go to sleep to YouTube University, I do business all day long, and I really don't have a real super life, right? And yes, I can make time to have a life. I could. But my mind is always on business. So I don't. That's my fault. But I'm going to change that. And so I want you to think about your life because I do want experiences. I do want to go to Africa for a month. And I do want to have a solar brokerage where I help people. I do want to do all these fun things. I want to go to Bali. She and I talked about Bali a long time ago when Eat, Pray, Love first came out. We want to go to Bali. You know, I want to go to Rome. I want to go to Athens, Greece. That's one of my places. So there are some places I do really, and I want to go to Italy. Like, I like Italian food. I used to call myself a black Italian because I eat so much Italian food. I want to go to Italy. I want to have these experiences. I want to discover Georgia. You know, I lived in Jersey my whole life pretty much, right? And I never really discovered anywhere outside of where I lived, Atlantic City, and down to the shore. I'm sure there were so many other beautiful places in New Jersey, and I just never did it. Because what? I was on this journey for a very long time. So in my early 20s, I partied like a rock star. And then in my 30s on up until now, I've been an entrepreneur. So I've had, I want to discover Georgia. Georgette and I drove to Florida last week to Podfest. That was an amazing trip. First, we were going to fly. Like, let's drive because we're going to need a car. It was a wonderful trip. It was a road trip, and I drove the entire trip back, which was about 6 hours. And she's like, you want me to drive? I'm like, no, I'm good. It was a wonderful trip, but that was an experience that we could never get back, and we can't duplicate that one experience. We can make other new experiences, but we can't duplicate. So I said all that to you to say, what is it that you really want from your life, right? I know people want to have these big old businesses with all these teams of people. I don't want that. That's too much. I want to have a business throwing me off multi-millions a year that's very manageable with 3 or 4 people. And when I need to go, I can go and know that they can hold the fort down, but they're not also overwhelmed and overworked. Did that make sense? Like, I don't want them to be overwhelmed and overworked either. I want them to be well paid. I want them to be able to do the work and enjoy the work and still have time to create their own experiences, because not everybody's an entrepreneur. You got some people that are entrepreneurs. So I know with this company that I'm about to do right now, with this project, this division of noise, because it's still in the media space, y'all. Still in the media space. With this division of what I'm about to do right now, they can become entrepreneurs inside of my company and handle their part of what I'm going to have going on. And that's what I want. I don't need a bunch of people for that. I don't want a bunch of people for that. I want to create something that's going to feed some people, their spirit, their hearts, and their financial life, and their families. So think about what you want your life to be. Thank you again for listening. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you spent the last 36 minutes with me, and I love and appreciate you for that. Be sure to subscribe to the show on whatever platform you listen to. If you want to chat with me live, though, go to Spreaker.com and look for Good Morning Gwinnett. You'll find the show there. Subscribe to the show, so when I go live, you'll get a notification that I'm live. Once I'm live, you can chat in this room. Go buy the book. If you want to take this journey with me, go buy Noah's book. It's called $1 Million Weekend by Noah Kagan. I'm following the book. Join me. Let's see, let's get it. Let's go. I'll be back again tomorrow at 10 a.m., God willing. You guys stay safe out there. And until next time, my friends, make it a great day. Bye, y'all.
You've been listening to the Good Morning Gwinnett Show, hosted by Audrey Bell Kearney, bringing you your morning dose of business and technology, Monday through Thursday at 10 a.m. If you enjoyed this episode, subscribe today and share it with a friend so you never miss an episode. For past episodes, visit us on the web at www.goodmorninggwinnett.com.